What's going on, everybody? It's Blackjack. Welcome back to Crystalline. I am a happy drunk. The journey back is significantly easier as we are jumping to lower platforms rather than higher. We make good time traveling back. Even still, we would periodically stop just to take in the view again. And everyone is going to ask, what took you so long? Especially Kara. This is definitely a sight I will never forget. We finally make it back to the tip of the mountain where we started. Or they'll automatically be in battle. Okay, I hear the thunderous crack of discharges in the distance. Good thing I saved. Leanne and I freeze. Was that? Another boom interrupts me. We hurry down and I hear the clang of blade and the sharp crackle of spells.
Something's wrong.
Very. Leanna runs. I sprint after her. The closer we approach camp, the clearer the sounds become. The clashing of steel, discharges firing, people yelling. My heart pounds and I urge the wind to propel me faster. What a battle scene! It's a campfire! And God knows what's happening in that field of nothing. From here I can make out Amy, Zack, and Kara surrounded by a group of bandits. Half a dozen of them surround Zack alone.
We have you now, Death Slinger.
His name is Death Slinger. Leanna seems surprised. She mutters under her breath.
Death Slinger?
A wall of flames explode in the bandit's path. It's a funny enough drinking story. I'll tell you sometime over some mead. Their attacks waver as a crackling fire makes them take cover. It takes me a whole second to realize that Amelia cast it.
We have to help!
Amy wills the flames to climb higher, her face twisted in concentration. Amy, watch out! Amy spins around.
Ah!
A gale booms across the field, tearing apart grass and flinging up dirt. The bandits go flying. This music is awesome. I want to turn this up in my ears a little bit.
They've got backup.
Lana and I leap near our group. She scowls and draws her blade.
Don't just stand there. Get them!
I should be used to unexpected things like this by now, but my heart still pounds. I unsheathe my sword. All right, here we go. That was easy. That was easy. That was easy. That was. Why is this so easy now? I really expect to be tripped up there, not for that to be that easy.
Is everyone okay?
I nod, panting and surveying the damage around me. Zack grabs one of the bandits who's hanging, barely hanging on to consciousness. I feel bad giving it like an actual criticism, but I feel like I should. I wanna preface this because at some point I will talk about this with another game at some point, and it's Danganronpa. Danganronpa has a very bad time with making things a little too difficult at points and too specific, where like the difficulty of their games are way too. By the way, this music's awesome. The difficulty just spikes, or even if it doesn't spike. They make things so specific in a way that you may have the right idea about something, but you're not specifically using the thing that they want you to use. I would give the opposite criticism of Crystalline. You know the old saying, like, just because I don't want to burn to death just because I don't want to burn to death doesn't mean I want to freeze to death either. I feel like Crystalline's kind of freezing me to death a little bit. It's nice to see the mini games implemented because it means that you're progressing forward. Like with Ace Academy was just selection and a timer. Now it's like they have added a mini game, and like, cool, it's a progression of things. I would say that if the fourth game is going to have, or the next game or whatever is going to have a thing where you're having like options or like games to play, there should be some sort of challenge or like some sort of difficulty to it a little bit. I want to feel like there's the possibility I could fail and the possibility of like, but you don't want to stagger it too high. You want it to be there to like challenge the user, but not. Anyway, I'm rambling on too much. I think you can understand what I'm saying from that. Zack grabs one of the bandits who is barely hanging on to the consciousness.
How did you find me?
Kara's eyes widen.
Find you?
The bandit stays silent. With a frustrated growl, Zack drops him back down to the ground and grabs another bandit. Oh my god. He takes out his blaster and shoots the bandit he dropped. The guy yelps as a bolt blasts into him. He faces the new bandit he grabbed.
Talk. or the same thing happens to you.
The bandit spits in Zack's face. Oh, well.
I have nothing to say to you, traitor.
Zack scowls and punches the man across the face, knocking him out cold.
Traitor.
We hear shallow laughter and turn to face another bandit clutching his side.
No one joins the Cloaked Brotherhood and leaves. You should already know that. Zack Spade.
Great, you get backstory. Also, why did you have a dude named Tristan Spade in Kaori After Stories? You stay out of my games, mister.
Cloaked Brotherhood?
I don't know why Kara's upset about that. Zack walks over to the bandit and kicks him across the face until he finally falls unconscious. Zack searches for any other bandits who may be awake, but no one else is responsive. Suddenly, Kara marches up to Zack with her dagger drawn. Ooh. Oh, fuck. I made out with... I can't... Damn it. Whoa, what the...
Kara!
You were a part of the Cloaked Brotherhood this entire time?
Kara's voice is harsh. Oh, Dishu, you motherfucker. You set me up for this. Oh, go ahead and make out with Leanna. Live in the moment while you're up there. And then find out that Kara has a chance to finally not be interested at all in Zack. You.
I am not a part of the Cloaked Brotherhood.
Bullshit. Yes, you are. Get the fuck out of here now.
Then why did he call you a traitor? How do they know what your name is? Tell me!
Zack steps closer to her blade, his expression's cold and stony.
I already told you, I am not a part of them.
Kara retracts her blade but keeps glaring at him.
How do you even know who the Cloaked Brotherhood are?
Kara's eyes harden into polished jade, her voice is flat and cold.
Because they destroyed my only home and family.
See? Sorry, I'm trying to cock my head to the side and that hurt. She sheathes her dagger and begins to walk away. Amy had stayed silent this entire time, watching the scene unfold. Wow, that really did hurt.
Kara.
Kara stops and gently shrugs out of her grasp.
I need some time to think.
And then she disappears into the trees. She actually becomes the tree. Oh, that was interesting to come back to. Oh, that's not... No, that's not vodka. I got excited for a second. I was like, oh, wait, I do have... And I was like, oh, no, that's triple sec. That's not vodka. That's not the same thing at all. The air around Zack has been thick with tension ever since the ambush. Kara still hasn't returned. We set up camp without her. Not really sure what to do. Zack stays secluded from us and leans against a tree. His hair covers his face. He's so brooding. It's been a while. Maybe we should look for her? Lana frowns and shakes her head.
It's probably best to give her some space for now.
We're not Zack, though. She's probably right. Still, there's a heavy weight on my chest. I can tell Kara's hurting, but I'm even more confused by what's going on. Yeah. What was that guild they were talking about?
I'm not too sure. It sounds like a mercenary guild.
It is. Probably not a reputable one, considering Kara's reaction. Lana looks troubled. What's wrong?
They called him the Death Slinger.
Funny story about that. That's not the first time I've heard that name for Zack. Who exactly is the Death Slinger?
He's an infamous mercenary for hire. They say he has a death wish. The Death Slinger would take on missions and jobs that no one else would take on because of how dangerous they were. Anyone crazy enough to do those jobs were said to have no regard for their own life.
Cool.
Somehow the Death Slinger took those impossible jobs and found a way to survive.
I mean, these are technically impossible jobs, but they're so silly that I wouldn't think that he would take it on.
At the Mage Guild, we were warned that there were certain encounters, or individuals, who if we ran into, we would not, under any circumstances, engage them. The Death Slinger is one of those people.
Well then, we're fucked, aren't we? Leanna shifts uncomfortably.
He has one of the highest body counts out of any mercenary.
Press F to pay respects to the last beer that I had. There's a little bit left. There we go. I look at Zack. He may be a bit rough around the edges, but I know that deep down he cares about people. What about what the Death Slinger did? It doesn't sound like Zack at all. It doesn't also sound like I clicked on the screen. But this also isn't the first time we've seen him with bandits after him. When we first encountered him, Leanna mentioned those bandits seemed weird. Was it this mercenary guild chasing after him? Can we trust Zack? Lana hesitates, but Amelia pipes up.
Regardless of Zack's past, it appears his present self is no longer affiliated with the Cloaked Brotherhood or his persona of Deathslinger. He has also not betrayed us thus far. Listen,
Joker is the only one who's allowed to have a persona. I suppose if we really wanted to do us harm, there would have been plenty of opportunities already. Lana nods, deep in thought. So I wonder what that guy meant by traitor. Amy frowns pensively.
I have a few theories, although I do not advocate jumping to any conclusions before we have discussed the matters with Zack or Kara. Regardless, his previous time as Deathslinger is something he has attempted to keep hidden as a way to disassociate himself with his past.
Oh, get some alcohol in him and I guarantee that'll change. Leanna and I nod. Everyone has a past, but it's not how they act in the future it's how they act in the future that's important. I hear footsteps. We turn to see Kara finally returning to camp. I am like 25% there with that statement for a lot of reasons. Zack rolls around. I can't read the expression on his face. Relief? Uncertainty? As she gets closer, I notice her eyes are puffy and pink. It's clear that she's been crying, but her expression remains cold. She stops in front of Zack.
Tell me about the Cloaked Brotherhood.
What do you want to know?
How did you become associated with them?
Zack pauses. At first, I think he's going to refuse to answer, but eventually he does.
They gave me my mission to silence a target. It was a part of their initiation.
Kara inhales sharply.
So you were looking to join them?
I can't see her face, but by her voice I can tell she's angry and disgusted. Zack nods. Kara's frown deepens.
That was before I knew what they were all about. When I went to carry out the mission, that's when I found out the truth.
And that's when you found out you don't have a girlfriend anymore.
The target was an ex-member of the Cloaked Brotherhood. The rule is, the Brotherhood is for life. This person didn't want to kill anymore, and he ran away. He was being hunted, but had evaded the Brotherhood for years.
Just, okay, can I just get five seconds of the NWO background playing to Zack Spade? Thank you. Alright.
When they finally found him, he was living a simple life in a small village with a wife and 2 kids. The mission was to kill him and everyone close to him, and to send a clear message for anyone else who would want to leave the Brotherhood. That was my initiation. I know my target killed people. Probably innocent people too, since he was part of the Brotherhood. But his family was innocent. Their only crime was knowing him. I've never killed innocent people before, and I wasn't going to start then.
Okay, Deathslinger. I risk a glance over my shoulder. Kara's arms are crossed, but she seems to be listening.
When I found my target, I warned him of my mission and told him I would cover him so he and his family could escape. I knew the others who joined me in my mission would kill me if they knew I'd betrayed them, so I took them out before they could get me. And then I let my target go free. Once the Cloaked Brotherhood found out I didn't complete the mission and help the target escape, I knew they would start hunting me. I tried to get away and stayed in hiding for as long as I could.
Yeah, stay in hiding. So you joined a mission with the 2 people who were trying... Explain this to me one more time. Kara finally lets out a loose sigh. The tension unwinds from her body as she slumps a little. She seems to believe Zack. Zack looks directly at Kara.
But they are a very covert guild who deal in secrets. How do you even know of the Cloaked Brotherhood?
Her voice is thick with tears. I can tell she's trying to hold them back.
My dad was one of their targets. He had stumbled into some information when he was working as a treasurer's assistant. He reported it to the treasurer, who had been corrupt and sought to silence him. We escaped, but our life was never the same. We had to move from city to city and never stayed in one place for longer than a few days. My dad would be gone for hours, sometimes even days at a time. But no matter how long he was gone, I was never really afraid because I always knew he'd come back for me. Until one day, he didn't. I knew something had happened to him, but I had no way of finding him. I spent my life trying to figure out what had happened. I dug into as much as I could. The treasurer, what it was, who called the hit, everything. I found out it was the Cloaked Brotherhood who did it, but there was no more information I could gather on them. They cover all of their tracks.
Oh shit, sorry.
I'm not sure if he's really dead or not. I've tried to come to terms with it.
But you want closure.
She nods. I understand that feeling of wanting closure. It sucks when you don't get it. Zack pauses and surveys her for a moment.
I know their base of operation. They have a ledger there that keeps records of all the jobs. So even though this happened years ago, you could still find your answer.
Kara's back straightens. Mine won't. There's a glimmer of hope in her eyes.
But do you really want to know the truth? It might not be the answer you want to hear.
The truth is, your dad's still alive. Kara's jaw clenches and our eyes are aflame with determination.
Yes.
Oof. Zack nods. Kara's expression softens.
I'm sorry for jumping to conclusions earlier. I just haven't heard the name Cloaked Brotherhood in so long, and as soon as I heard it...
She looks down.
I understand.
Don't you ever disappoint Best Girl. Best Girl is Best Girl for a reason.
I won't be able to concentrate knowing there's finally a lead I can pursue about my dad. As much as I don't want to, I'll have to leave the group.
She turns away, but Zack grabs her arm.
I'm coming with you.
Kara's eyes widen.
What?
I've been running from my past for long enough, but enough is enough. They'll never stop searching for me, and the longer I run, the more I put others at risk.
Great, now I guess everybody's gonna come with them, right? He gestures at Amy and the rest of us. I just realized what I said, and it's gonna be a terrible sound drop.
I don't want to be the one that puts all of us in danger. I'd never forgive myself if I let them hurt the ones I care about most.
He looks at Kara, looks into Kara's eyes. Her cheeks flush with a small smile graces her lips.
I guess we'll both be leaving then.
Looks like it.
When they turn around to approach us, Leanna's already standing, smiling expectantly.
So, where do we go next to take care of the Cloaked Brotherhood?
Kara freezes, her mouth agape.
What?
You said you guys are going to take care of that guild, right? What's our next step?
See? Told you.
Zack and I are going to go alone.
No, you're not. Amy shakes her head.
If your description of the Cloaked Brotherhood is accurate, then this mission will have a greater chance of success with the aid of the entire group.
Side mission! Zack crosses his arms.
Absolutely not. It's too dangerous.
Oh, shut up, Zack.
I believe my combat abilities as a magecaster have been proven on numerous occasions.
And as a Mage Knight and active member of the Mage Guild, I have been trained for dangerous missions such as this.
And I've got alcohol and a big-ass sword, so... fuck yeah, let's do this. Kara looks at me.
But what about collecting energy to help him get back home?
We'll get to that eventually. They look expectantly at me. That can wait. It's not so bad here. I don't want to be a part of this. We've already hit 3 temples, and that last temple isn't going anywhere anytime soon. You all didn't hesitate to help me when I needed it. I know my skills aren't quite as impressive, but I'm ready to do my part to help you guys too. Leanna smiles approvingly at my response. Kara is at a loss for words.
I'm not sure what to say.
I love you. That also works. Okay, not poi poi. Those are not the words I want to hear. We all glance in surprise at the Pongo. See, even the Pongo wants to go. He nuzzled Kara's leg. Hey. He gives Zack a tentative look who turns his look with a stony glare. Mustering up his courage, he scoots over to Zack and nuzzles his leg, briefly, then races to the safety of my legs. Can you just stop touring everybody's legs, please? Zack's expression is not harsh as he watches the Pongo.
If this is what you guys want to do, I'm not gonna stop you.
Kara looks like she's about to say something, then changes her mind and shakes her head. A smile spreads across her lips.
Thanks, you guys.
Okay. The tension in the air disperses, and things start to feel like they're back to normal. Lana and Kara share wide grins, and even Amy looks positive.
Let's get going then.
Okay. I stifle a yawn, which Kara notices.
Hold on, Zack. It's already nighttime and we don't have a plan formulated. I think we can afford 1 extra day to set everything out.
Yes. Leanna nods.
Let's sleep on it and decide what our next steps will be in the morning.
Sounds good to me.
Zack heads to his bedroll, and the rest of us filter into our own bedrolls too. I gradually fall asleep as the last embers of the fire die down and snuff out. I'm thinking that's too short for an episode. Let's keep going a little bit. The next day, I wake up to the sound of voices. I wake up to the sound of silence. Looking over, I see Zack and Kara speaking in low whispers. They consult with Leanna and Amelia while the Pongo snores softly beside me. As I start in my bedroll, Leanna glances over at me.
Good morning.
Morning! The Pongo opens groggy eye as I scoot out of the bedroll. Sorry, I was trying to not wake you. Go back to sleep. He opens his mouth wide in a sleepy yawn. Shaking himself into a little shudder, he blinks his eyes a few times and then focuses a wide grin. Boy? Oh, shit. Sorry, my bad. I guess he's awake now. He hops with me as I take a seat with the rest of the party. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
We're mapping out our route to the Cloaked Brotherhood's hideout.
Really? How do you have that? Oh.
I figured you might want to sleep in. It'll end up being a bit of a journey to get there.
Yeah, I know. I give Leanna an appreciative smile. Thanks. So, where are we headed then?
The Cloaked Brotherhood is located somewhere within Bridgewick, and that's located back towards the southeast.
Sounds like we'll be doing a bit of backtracking.
You are correct. However, that is still advantageous towards our main goal. To reach the water temple, we would have to travel in the same direction regardless.
Perfect! Who knew that doing the sidetrack mission would help us nonetheless? Let's do it. Let's also not click random things. Kara faces Zack. I skipped something.
You're positive the Cloaked Brotherhood is in Bridgewick.
What was that? That's not too bad, although I figured no matter what, we'd travel south, so we're pretty far up north. Okay. He nods.
How do you know if you never joined them? Even through all my research and contacts, I wasn't able to learn their location. They keep it very well protected.
Cause you gonna learn that he was secretly the Death Slinger and that your daddy part of the organization too. You ain't gonna like a lot of things, pretty girl.
I wasn't supposed to know it either. The Brotherhood doesn't reveal the location until you've been initiated. When I was sent to complete my initiation mission, one of the men let slip the location before confirming the completion of my mission. I haven't gone there myself to confirm, so once we reach Bridgewick, we'll need to do more scouting.
Okay.
It still sounds like our best lead.
I guess we have our plan then. The team separates as we clean up the camp and get ready to depart. Then we begin the trek towards Bridgewick. It takes a few days to travel back south. Even though the mission of our journey has changed, Leanna still has me follow a strict training regimen. We continue to practice sparring and casting, and I feel myself improve with each session. It won't be long before I can beat Leanna in a match, I hope. After about 5 days of traveling, we finally arrive in Bridgewick. Let's save here. Alright, you know what? Since we got to Bridgewick, we'll end the episode here. I feel like this one's going to be shorter than most. But in the next episode, we'll start to expand into Bridgewick, and I might actually continue until we find the guild whose name I can't remember right now. Alcohol is great, though. So yeah, if you've enjoyed today's episode, my name's Blackjack. That's not how I normally do this. Whatever. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. You know the whole spiel. See you next time. Good night. 8 beers in 3 hours. You know, I'm not like plastered, but like I'm a very nice, like I'm very tipsy, and I like it. I like where I am right now.